We made it, y'all.
We made it.
Over here in Gullah-Geechie Islands, St. Helena.
Gullah-Geechie. Gullah-Geechie.
Did the overnight ride straight there.
Yep, only used one legit diaper and one material for a 10-hour ride. LA was PC. Caught a pool right as soon as we got here, which was nice.
Anyway, we just settling in now, and we're gonna unpack and just release. We're gonna release and rest.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we did it. We made it.
One of our journeys here is relying a lot less on the grocery store and more on locally found food. You know, supporting local farms, doing what we can at our home. You know, we eventually want to get to the point where we can have our own chickens, our own goats, our own garden.
So we want to learn from somebody if you're willing to teach.
But
Yes.
If folks are willing to teach, we're open books right now. We want to soak up all the knowledge we can so we can become as self-sufficient as possible.
Well, I happen to be one of the guys who can help you guys. Because I raise a lot of this. I raise a lot of black Angus. I raise pigs. I raise chickens, goats, sheep. I raise a lot of this stuff.
Crowns, let's rock with it, y'all. Peace, family.
Greetings, fam.
Welcome back to Rooted Crowns. It's been a couple weeks, and we've just been settling into our new home here on Gullah-Geechie Island, St. Helena. We want to share with y'all in this video a huge reason why we came here to the island, and why we moved out of Baltimore, and that is that we come to terms with the fact that we are supermarket junkies.
Yeah.
You know, we're addicted to the supermarket, relying on the supermarket, and we don't have the ability, the skill, or the know-how to obtain all the necessary foods that we need without going to the supermarket. And you know, and that is part of the reason why we came here to the island. We're on a quest, on a journey to wean ourselves off of the supermarket and to source all of our food locally. And you know, our goal in life is to eventually be able to produce, you know, as much of our own food as we can, as much of our own basic necessities as we can, and to not rely on the system, on big business. So yeah, like when you're shopping in the supermarket, you know, even the things that are quote unquote healthy, that they brand themselves as natural and this and that, if you look at the ingredients, there's so much ambiguity.
Right.
You know,
so many additives.
So yeah, you'll see a ton of, even if it looks like all great ingredients, there'll be natural flavors,
spices,
and
usually that's
citric
MSG.
acid.
Citric acid, like, you know, we learned that recently. What was it like?
Enzymes.
Right, like
yeast.
citric acid we thought was just something from fruit, and come to find out it's something from mold.
No, citric acid is a byproduct of black mold eating. The way they process it industrially is black mold eating high fructose corn syrup. That's what you're eating when anything that you get industrially has citric acid in. Yeah, citric acid is in citrus, but not the citric acid that you're eating from the supermarket.
Industrial stuff is so different, and so we have friends that we're, you know, talking to as we continue to go on this journey, and we're just like, pretty much everything you get processed, like 9 out of 10 things you get processed has something that you shouldn't be eating. Even if it's just as simple as sugar or conventional, like
salt.
Salt, but like what's the other term for it? It's basically not sea salt, you know, and they don't have like a large amount of it, and it's just easier to just make it yourself or really know what you're getting. So in Baltimore, we knew we were getting when we were getting our like sourdough einkorn crackers, but we can't do that here. We can make them ourselves, so that's what we're also working on, but it's a process.
Yeah, I mean, the supermarkets here are just, you know, they don't have the selection that we had in Baltimore. So,
and even in Baltimore, we only picked out like 1 in every 30 things. Like, we rarely.
I mean, we were hunting in Baltimore too in the supermarkets, but here we're forced to go outside the supermarkets to source our food. And honestly, it's a blessing.
here, the market is, you don't have the same amount of options at all. Like the produce, like organic produce is super expensive. They have so little options when it comes to alternative quality animal foods. And yeah, like when you go to the egg section, like even with all the stuff I know about eggs, which, you know, I'll share in a second, even with all the stuff that I know about eggs, I still barely knew which ones to pick because there was so many weird options here, and it's just strange. Alright, so one point I wanted to make in this video was the difference between animal foods. And I can go over lots of different animal foods, and I will in future videos, but for this video, I'm just going to focus on chicken and eggs. So when it comes to chicken and eggs, you can go to the grocery store, you can get conventional chicken and eggs. And what you're getting then are animals that have been poisoned, tortured, confined in small cages. They can't move, they never see the light of day, and they're just miserable. That's conventional chicken. They doesn't have any vitamin D because they don't get access to the sun.
And they get fattened up so much that they can even fall over and they can't even walk.
Right, they're tortured. And so then...
You guys say you're from Jersey?
Yeah. You hungry?
Edgar fans?
And then you have organic. And organic just means that their feed is organic. So it can even still be GMO. They're still not getting access to the sun. It's still not a good situation. And then you have cage-free. And cage-free means they're still in the same building. They're just not in cages. So they're all squished up together in that building. Still no light. Still whatever feed. And then and still pumped up with toxins. Even when it says no antibiotics, that's not a good indicator that they weren't pumped up with toxins. There's some kind of legality that makes them so they can give a certain amount of antibiotics, just not too much, and they can still say that there's no antibiotics. And then you have free range. And free range is more nuanced. You really have to visit the farm that you go to know what it actually means, because it could really just mean they have, I think, like a really small box outside of a door with concrete and no shade. So it could be this scorching, horrible situation, but as long as they have access to the outdoors, that's technically free range. And then you have pasture raised, and pasture raised is them actually getting access to the grass, being able to pick around and eat the bugs that they eat, the worms, the plants, the various herbs. I mean, they eat pretty much anything. They would eat you if they were big enough. So that's the kind of chicken you want to eat. And then even with that, because with that chicken and those eggs, you're still getting vitamin D. But even with that, it's really, it's about the soil that they're on. Even further, it's about, the animals that they're being pastured with, or like behind. If they're pastured behind cows, they get even more nutrients from what the cows left behind. So it's definitely a nuanced thing. As always, I say visit the farm that you're going to eat from, and if you can only do something at the store, go for pasture raised.
Yeah, and when you're trying to feed a family and you're living on a budget, it can be really hard, with the prices that supermarkets, kind of raise quality animal foods or even organic produce.
Especially when it's rare. Like when it's rare.
In Baltimore, we were able to, because we knew which supermarkets had the lower prices on this and that. Like we shopped at over 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 supermarkets, that we'd kind of like, buy a few items here, a few items there, because we were searching for the cheapest, and highest quality of those foods.
Right.
We were able to spread it out because we had that luxury. And honestly, that's a privilege.
Yeah,
it's a privilege, but honestly, it's a crutch.
It's also a crutch.
It's a crutch that causes us to have greater dependence on the supermarkets.
Right.
We just started when we were leaving to connect with local farms, but even with that, it's oftentimes the prices, we're still, it would be hard to share that information with people living in the city, because they're probably, you might find yourself or some people, like living on such a tight budget, they, you got to go to the supermarket because of the prices.
Right.
But honestly, we've come to realize that when you make this investment, food, it might be a larger expense, but
you're not spending in other places.
Exactly. You're investing in your own health, and you're also investing future-wise. You're investing in the community. You're investing in your local economy, and there are options that you can find cheap options of quality ingredients. You know, like we're getting our eggs for $3 a dozen, probably the, you know, really, really good quality. We got to see the eggs just running around in the yard.
Chickens just running around.
See the chickens
yeah,
running.
and they were just super beautiful. We just want to show you where we get our eggs from. Just got chickens roaming free on the lawn. Making beautiful eggs. See, see those chickens, Pele?
You know.
Like, what is
like,
that? It's a beautiful chicken.
Look at these girls. If I didn't have Pele, I would try and catch it. No,
Alright, so a whole bunch of chickens just roaming free.
Roaming all over this yard. They got plenty of space.
Yeah, we were surprised that, like, the alligator's not eating them.
Well, you know, this is our chicken source. Folks come here, they just drop $3 for a dozen eggs. I mean, that's cheap for eggs of this quality.
Kicking.
Yeah, look at them pecking. They gotta work for their food, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't pent all up in a coop.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they got somewhere to return to at night and lay their eggs, but this is beautiful.
This is beautiful. So, you know, and then we also, like, we got our, you know, we're getting, like, local seafood because we're near the sea, you know?
Yeah.
And so we have a couple of different sources for that. Some that we've already gone to, some that we're going to go back and check out.
Yeah. And we're really excited because we've already been given offers to take us out onto the water, you know, to learn how to shrimp, to learn how to fish, to learn how to,
we're here, you
how
know,
to
learn.
harvest oysters.
I'm loving what you're saying.
No,
though.
but
So you
we're
said-
getting a lesson
So
in,
you
in
should-
oyster eating right now.
Well, no. So your oyster is raw, and you can have it plain or with an accoutrement like a sour vinegar or a super hot sauce or the cocktail sauce with horseradish in it.
Okay.
Or the lemon. But you have to try it. You'll find a personal way to do it.
I see. That's why you're
When you
saying try
eat,
it.
yeah, when you eat the oyster, keep and slurp the juice with it.
Okay.
I got you coming, man. Oh, you're good. So you see, I'm keeping my juice in there.
And then you just slurp it.
Yeah.
You get better all the time, baby.
No, too much?
Getting better all the time.
I like spice.
He's always.
Alright.
This is a different eating experience.
Okay.
No, don't just taste it, cover it around, go for the texture, look for the saltiness in the water. Good man.
It's good. I
Is it
like
really
it.
spicy?
Oh, no, it's not bad.
Oh, okay. What does it taste like?
Yeah.
It's a semi-acquired taste. Can you
Yeah.
explain
No,
to
I
us
like-
the comparable? No.
I like the mucilaginous quality to
Okay,
it.
so
It's got that slime.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
this-
thought of that word.
You know, it got that slimy texture, almost like an okra or aloe vera, kind of like slip through your mouth. But it, you know, it tastes like unique flavor, like the
He
ocean.
prefers, sometimes you'll see a tiny little crab in there.
Oh yeah.
He's a pirate, but eat him too.
Okay. All right, baby, gotta eat first.
And have a saltine cracker with it.
Oh,
If you're not
really?
used to the taste,
Okay, I'm gonna try
have
it
a saltine
first.
cracker, but I don't know if they have any more crackers.
Let me try this vinegar stuff.
All right, babe.
He's got 4. Okay.
All right, we got
this deal.
vinegar. You want lemon?
No, I'm trying with the vinegar first. Okay. Now.
These are your other 2 women.
I appreciate it.
Oh, these are sharp. Ouch. Somebody
Yeah.
cut. You can see why you cut yourself.
She did it. Yo, your face right now.
Yeah, the apricot cheese.
That's good.
Look, I got set up.
Okay.
After all that, it's good.
You lucky. That's just good. Take me a second.
Do you want any more? You good? That was hilarious.
Yeah,
You know,
'cause we want to be able to do this ourselves one day. You know, be able to go to the sea, go to the land, and know how to get food from it. We also, you know, we went to the farmers market. We are back at Buford, or whatever this is called,
Port Royal
Farmers Market. Look at all these people. Oh my goodness. And we connected with some people that have pasture-raised animals. Look at this, pasture pork.
Yep.
Speaking Helena.
Is the chicken or turkey pastured, or is that?
Yeah, it's all pasture.
All right. Hey, you didn't give me a tray. I was ordering the.
And you know, then we also found a bunch of farms nearby too. So we're finding things, but it's a process.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
We're hunting.
We're hunting, right? Like for stuff, and you know, eventually probably we'll go hunting, you know, and learn how to do that. But
there's tons of venison here on the island.
Right.
The deer eat everybody's gardens up. So, you know, everybody has to fence up their gardens because deer will just eat that all up. But then they eat the deer.
Right.
So, you know, it kind of is like a full circle.
Yeah.
But, but yeah, that's one of the things we're excited to learn, you know, is because the people here on the island, you know, not everybody, but the locals, the ones who've been here for generations, their ancestors have been here for generations, you know, their country. Like if the supermarkets close down, they'd be all right. They know how to hunt, they know how to fish, they know how to get the food they need, farm, whatever.
That's the foundation of the Gullah-Geechie culture, you know, is that the people here knew how to survive when other people didn't. So they were able to maintain their culture because other people just weren't here.
Yeah,
because they couldn't manage it.
The land here is, you know, there's predators here. There's alligators, there's large snakes. You know, there's
wild boar.
There's wild boar that they say are really aggressive. So, you know, it's really swampy, you know, so it's not, for a place to live, it can be tough. You know, nowadays people are living nice because they got houses, but like, you know, the ancestors, the folks who've been here for generations, you know, Gullah-Geechie peoples who've been on these land for generations, like this was not an easy place to maintain and to live, to survive. But, you know, with the fighting them and with
even the gnats bite.
Yeah, the mosquitoes and the gnats, they don't play. Like we're swatting them right now, and it's cold right now.
Normally, yeah, it's also cold. Like we thought it would be warmer, but you know, I knew it was going to be cold. I just knew that we would have access to more nature, and like that's why, you know, we came for nature, for Pele, so you can get connected to animals and stuff.
Yo, that falcon. Yo, Heru needs to meet Heru.
Oh yeah, Heru needs to meet Heru.
Oh, that's a falcon?
That's a little falcon.
Oh,
wow, look at the two little
falcons. One of his names is Ib Heru, and Heru is a falcon in Kemetic or Egyptian language.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
That's your namesake.
He's like, this is so uninteresting.
He's just waking up too, though.
Yeah.
Oh man, good to see you again, dude.
Yeah.
You remembered us?
Yeah, man.
We haven't been here since last April, but
Right. Now we're here with our son.
Yeah.
What's going on? You were in the womb last time you were here. Look, he's smiling a little bit. You see that?
Welcome to the world, man.
Look at this beautiful bird.
No.
Yeah, we wanted to give him a foundation right from the start of you know, being able to wake up and there's forest in the backyard and there's animals that either are owned or close by on a farm that he could spend time with and get to know that, you know, he could spend, you know, the beach is less than 10 minutes from the house. You know, it's just, there's so much nature and this beautiful nature and you know, yeah, there are certain parts to watch out for, but here the beaches are so gentle. You know, yeah, you gotta watch out for some sharp oyster shells walking on and things like that. And, you know, alligators, it's real. that's real. You know,
enjoyable, that part. But this is temporary. Like we said, we're doing this here, and then this is one place, the first place of many. You know, so while we're here, we're learning all that we can. We're making sure our health is right, making connections, and you know, just loving ourselves and others up so that we can continue to grow and move towards, you know, our own land, our own homesteads, in a place that we can share with others, in a place that we can, you know, have like private land and community land all in one, and just to, you know, just have what we need. So that's what we're moving towards, and this is just a step, and this is what we're here doing right now. So, you know, so that's what we're doing. And
so we're really excited to take you on this journey with us.
Yeah.
Here in the Gullah-Geechie Islands, starting a new chapter of our lives, a new chapter on the channel, and you know, every step along the way, you know, every 2 weeks now, we'll be sharing. You know, we're gonna try and put a lot more into these videos, and
or at the very least get them out on time.
well, you know, we're gonna be living our lives, and we'll hope that you know, that this step, you know, as interesting as it is for us on this journey, you know, we hope that it interests you as well, and that you're as excited as us to learn these things. And you know, the only reason why we do this channel is for y'all. It's because we want to, you know, share what we're learning. We want others to benefit, you know, the same way we're getting to benefit, and
so we can support all our relations.
Exactly.
All right, y'all. So
All right,
we
y'all.
out. Not enough of these nets. We love y'all, but we love our faces more.
Anyway,
so we'll talk to y'all later. We look forward to seeing y'all in 2 weeks.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Yeah. It's too crowded, man. It's much too crowded.
It's the South, baby. It's the South. Alligator sausage. Sausage. Yeah, it's the South.
You got your goat? You got your goat here?
Yeah.
You got all your goat? You got all your goat here? You got your goat? You got your...
It sounded like you from Jamaica too.
No, just a little bit, man. You got your goat, you got your broccoli,
Yeah.
you got your rabbit, the elk. You got all the good stuff here.
Yeah.
So we got wild meats, got some local meats. What?
So this
Roger.
is this is Roger. We want to
Yes.
introduce everyone to Roger. Roger,
Yes.
welcome to Rooted Crown.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel.
Yeah, we're honored to be here to see all the many options you have.
Yes, thank you guys for coming in.
Yeah.